The Yamaha logo. Hello and welcome to the Motorcycle Report. My name's Ryan, and if you're like me, you want to know all there is to know about the past, present, and future of the motorcycle world. And for today's report, I'd like to talk about the Yamaha logo. So yeah, to describe the Yamaha logo, if you're not looking right at it, it's got a circle, and inside of the circle are a bunch of kind of geometrically opposed lines, maybe a half circle between some of them. Looks kind of like a snowflake or a star. And so, for the purposes of people trying to figure out what that is without doing too much research, you look at it and you say, well, that looks like a snowflake or it looks like a star. So now I think Yamaha has picked up on that several years ago and said, okay, well, let's name some of our motorcycles the Star. And there you have it. I do believe that most likely came from that logo. I remember I had a Yamaha Midnight Virago years ago, and it didn't have the logo on it, but it was a lot of fun. A 750cc mid-class cruiser, and got me where I needed to go. This is when I was in my late teenage years, traveling around. Anyway, well, that brings us to today's story. Some of my reports have stories I've researched and written about, and here's one of them. So what does the 17th century trumpet player named John Shore have to do with the creation of the Yamaha logo? Every company, and for our purposes every motorcycle company, has a logo. Some are seemingly more unique than others. Suzuki has its stylized S, Kawasaki has its stylized K, Honda has wings, and Harley-Davidson has its distinctive shield. But just what the heck's going on with Yamaha? Is it some kind of street sign used to help the flow of traffic in turnabouts? Or maybe as a warning sticker, it could be slapped on the side of a spaceship to let the pilot know that warp speed is a capability. Turns out to be neither of these things, or any other of a wide range of possible safety decals. Before Yamaha ever put an engine on wheels, Mr. Torakusu Yamaha built musical reed organs in the late 1880s, and then upright pianos in the 1890s. That's right, Yamaha started out as a company that created musical instruments. In the beginning, Yamaha wasn't even called Yamaha. It was called the Nippon Gaki Company Limited. The translation of Nippon Gaki is simply Japan Musical Instruments. And you've probably seen, keyboards out there with Yamaha on the back and pianos and all kinds of stuff with Yamaha other than just motorcycles. All right, back to the report here. Nippon Gaki's first logo was of Ho-Oh, that's in quotes Ho-OH, or Chinese phoenix, holding a tuning fork in its mouth. And this is where 17th century trumpet player John Shore, as I mentioned earlier, comes into the equation. During the 17th century, the trumpet was only used in military service. Mr. Shore was the first to demonstrate that it could be used in orchestral applications. Shore was such a fine trumpet player that even the great composer George Frederick Handel wrote music pieces just for him. Well, the bicycle wasn't invented until 1817, long after his death. So what are we missing here? Along with being an excellent trumpet player, John Shore also invented the tuning fork. That's right, the tuning fork. That's used to help musical technicians and players to tune their instruments. When struck against a hard surface, a tuning fork will play the true middle C note. This is the only note needed to tune a variety of instruments, including organs and pianos. Instruments that Mr. Torakusu Yamaha manufactured when he first started the company he would later lend his name to. 1955 was the first year motorcycle production for the Yamaha company. The first motorcycle was called the 125cc YA1. The YA1 was a beautiful motorcycle. It was the first motorcycle to ever employ a primary starting mechanism, meaning that you didn't have to shift into neutral, pull the clutch, and kickstart it. From any gear, all you had to do was pull the clutch and give it a kick. The engine was 123cc or 7.5 cubic inch 2-valve air-cooled single cylinder. The The horsepower was 5.5 and it weighed 207 pounds dry. Looking at a photograph of a maintained YA1 from the 2005 Tokyo Motor Show, you can see on the side of the gas tank a shiny metal emblem that lets the pilot of the spaceship know that warp speed is a capability. Either that, or it's a picture of 3 tuning forks facing in toward the center. One or the other, or both. But I'm sure it's alright with Yamaha if we want to pretend that it looks like a star. Well, that ends this report. If you enjoyed this video and like to watch more, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.